let's say you've got the straight line and then you've got this angle over here, right? Now, let's say this angle over here, folks, is, let's say it's 50 degrees, okay? Now, remember, the entire set of this entire measure is 180, right? So many of you know this angle is going to be 130 degrees, right? Because 130 plus 50 is equal to 180 degrees. So that's a very important point. These angles are called supplementary angles. Okay, these angles are called supplementary angles. Now, these other angles over here, right? Let's take a look at another set of angles over here. These angles are called vertically opposite. In other words, this angle here is the same as this. You've got two lines crossing. It's almost like a scissor over here, right? You can imagine like a scissor over here, right? These two angles are the same. So let's say if this is, let's say this is 40, right? So this guy's 40. Now, remember, not only that, this angle over here is 180, both of these, right? Because this whole thing is 180, this guy is 140, and so this is also 140, right? So once you know one angle, you know all of them, okay? So very, very basic ideas over here. Now let's build on these ideas. So remember what I've told you about supplementary angles. So let's think about this angle over here, right? Let's say you've got this particular angle, okay? You already know these are supplementary, right? So whatever this is, let's say this is 40, this is going to be 140, right? Now let's think about another property of triangles, that all the angles in a triangle is equal to 180, right? So let's say this is 50 and this is 70, right? So try to find out what this is, and then this is your first step. Try to find out and email and chat it over and post it over in the chat. And then, because the sum of this is 180, try to email post that what your answer is. And then the second one is, what is this angle, right? So try to find out the first one and the second one over here. All right, great. Some people are responding. Excellent, excellent. Okay, excellent. Well done. Well done, guys. So now you see that this angle over here is 60. And so because this is 60, right, what happens? This is 60, and now, so this is 120, right? Right, so this is 60 and this is 120. Perfect. So that makes sense. Now remember, this is 120, right? But note that I'll show you a shortcut. What's going on is, think about this angle right over here, right? 120. Of course, you calculated 60 and got 120, but actually you can just add these two angles, and that's actually just summing these two is going to give you 120, right? So that's the shortcut, right? That's the shortcut to this. Just 70 plus 50 is going to give you 120. So it works out the same way, and this is called the exterior angle theorem, okay? Exterior angle theorem, because this angle is exterior. This is a triangle, this one is a triangle, and this is exterior to it, right? So now, really quickly, can you tell me what is the measure of this exterior angle, guys? Let's say this angle over here is 40, and this over here is, let's say, 60. So what do you think is the measure of this angle? Without even calculating this, just a shortcut way. Nice, nice, exactly right. Well done, well done, well done, Suraj. Well done, Queenly. Well done, Shiji, Angela. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Just simply, you can add this, right? Get it as 100. And that's going to save you that extra 20, 30 seconds, right? You know, oh, I know Ash told me this, so I'm just going to add this. This is the answer. It just saves you time. Instead of coming over here, look, you're going to come over here. You're going to find it as 120. Then you're going to do 80 over here, right? This is 100, this is 80, then you come back. So that's a shortcut. Remember, that's a very important step, okay? So, and you will get practice problems after this, which are gonna drill down these concepts even further, okay? So don't forget solving these practice problems. I'll give you the answer key, and if you have any difficulties, get back to me, please, because that's gonna improve your score, okay? So that's good. Now let's move on to another type of a problem, okay? So now that you know you've got these two angles, right? Now it's basically what you've got to do is, let's think about it this way, all right? Let's say you are asked, what is this angle, all right? And you are given 40, okay, maybe not this angle, okay? Let's say you're given this same angle, 40 here, 40 over here, and then you're given 150 over here, and you're asked, what is this angle? Remember, this guy here is equal to this angle plus this angle. Okay, so tell me, what is this angle going to be? Because you already know this angle. So first find out this guy and then add this and this together to get this angle. Yes, maybe I made a, yes. So some of you are getting it. Well done. Maybe I should just change it a little bit. This is a bit too extreme here, right? Let's make it 110. Okay, so yeah, this is, yes, well done. All right, so all of you got it. That's fine. It looks a bit strange. So because this is 150, this is going to be 30, and this guy plus this guy is 70, and that's it. Well done, well done, well done, well done. Okay, so that's exactly how you do it. Now let's try to think of some other ideas. Okay, now sometimes what's going to happen is they might give you this kind of an idea. Okay, first of all, the exterior angle is done. Let's now look at another concept, okay? This concept is like this. You already know the angles inside are gonna sum up to 180, right? Sometimes what they're gonna do is they're gonna give you this angle, is its measure is X, okay? X, just unknown. And this angle's measure, let's say they give you as 2X, right? And this angle's measure, they give you as 2X as well. Okay, so now let's try to find the angles, right? What does each of these mean? Okay, so how are we going to do that? We're going to take this angle, right? This angle and this angle. We don't know what the degrees are, but you're going to add them. So just simply add them, like X plus 2X plus 2X, right? Like imagine that this were 40, this was 60, and this was 80, right? You would just add them, right, and get 180. So this thing over here is going to be equal to 180. Okay, so because this angle A, its measure is X, this angle B, its measure is 2X, and this angle C, its measure is 2X, right? So you're gonna take all of these and just add them. And so now you're grouping them together, So you got X, 2X, and 2X. Yes, nice. Some people are replying already. Now you're grouping them, so you get X plus 2X plus 2X, you got 5X, right, is equal to 180, right? So X is equal to how much, right? So try to solve this. X is going to be, you're just going to divide by 5 on both sides here, right? 5 and 5 cancels out, and this becomes, so you can calculate this, what this is. This is going to be 36, right? So X is equal to 36. Yes, yes, well done, well done. So everybody's getting this, all right? So nicely done, right? Very cool. Right? So this is 36, this is 72 and 72. And let's check if it actually works. So 36 plus 72 plus 72, right? If you see this, this is 0, and then you get a 1 here, right? Now 14 plus 3, that's 17 plus 1, 18. So that's 180, and that actually checks out. So nicely done for those of you who have solved this, right? Now let's look at this problem here, and I'm gonna give a slightly more complicated problem for the other folks. So let's try to solve this problem. For those who want practice, let's try how you're gonna solve this problem, folks. This is equal to, okay, now try to find the value of X. You already know something about it. And those who know this already, I'm gonna show you, this is the easy problem, and I'm gonna give you a hard problem over here. The hard problem is like this, guys. Okay, this is 100, and this is X, okay? And let's say this is 3X. So now find the X. Well done. Some people are getting these answers. Excellent. Those who have gotten this answer, try this one. Okay, so this is a slightly harder one, but try it still. I'm pretty sure you'll get it. Okay, so there's two problems here. I think everybody should be able to get this. Remember what we talked about at the exterior angle. That means this is equal to this guy plus this guy, and just basically solve it. So you're just going to write down 3x is equal to x plus 80. And now, how do you solve it? So think about it and solve it. All right. All right, so don't worry about these numbers here, right? All you're doing is, these are just variables, right? They're just numbers underneath them. So you use the same ideas that you use the same ideas that you're gonna use for numbers, right? So 3x is equal to x plus 2, and so you can solve it as 2x is equal to 80, x is equal to 40, right? X is equal to 40, this is 40, and this is 120, because it's 3 times 40, right? Now this one, 3x, but remember, this guy, you're gonna move it here, so this is 80. Right, so 3x is equal to x plus 80, right? And then you're gonna solve that one, right? So very cool. So I think all of you understand what's going on here. It's exactly the similar problem, right? Very similar problems here. So 2x is equal to 40, and so 2x is equal to 80, right? And so x is equal to 40, right? So be careful. This guy over here, right? 3x. This 3x is equal to this x plus this guy, right? This external is equal to these two internal ones, right? So remember, those are important, right? 3x is equal to x plus 80, right? Same thing over here. The only difference is the 100 came in inside, okay? And now this video is being recorded, right? So if you want the recording, email me. So this recorded video is available to every one of you, okay? So I'm gonna save it to YouTube and I'm gonna send it to you. Just email me if you need it, right? But of course, those who are joined the 20-hour paid course, of course, they know what's going on. But this is for those of you who are joining for the first or the second time, right? So let's see now the next idea, folks, of parallel lines. Now, parallel lines is interesting. Here's the idea of parallel lines, and then you're going to combine parallel lines with triangles as well. Okay, so here's how you do it. Let's say these are parallel lines over here, right? These lines are parallel, this guy and this guy. These are called parallel lines, and this is called a transversal. Right, that's a transfer, just a line that's cutting it. Okay, now let's think about these angles over here, and I'm going to give you a super easy shortcut to remember all of these angles. Okay, let's look at this acute angle. Okay, this guy here, right? Let's say this is 50, right? And so now just select all of the acute angles that you've got, that you see here. Acute angles over here. This is the acute angle. This is the acute angle, right? The smaller one, right? This one I'll draw a bit better, and this one. And the fun part is that all of them are 50 degrees. All of them are 50 degrees, all right? So there's 4 of them in this set. There's always 4 acute angles, and all of them are 50 degrees, okay? And now the remaining angle is the obtuse angle, okay? It's this obtuse angle over here. Yes, well done, well done. Some of you are already messaging me over here. Excellent. So this one is 130, and this one is also 130. Right? And then this guy is 130, and this is all 130. So it looks complicated, but actually in this system, there's only two answers. Okay, one is the acute angle, and one the acute obtuse angle. So if somebody told you this is 50, and then they ask you what is this, it's just 50. If it's an acute angle, it's 50. If it's an obtuse angle, it's the other one. Okay, so let's try and see how we can work another problem here. Let's say you got parallel lines over here, right? And let's say you got another angle over here. Let's say it's 40. Okay, then what do you think is this angle going to be? And can you tell me what is this angle going to be? Nice. This angle is the acute angle, right? This angle is the acute angle. Very good, very good, very good, very good, very good. So this angle is the only acute angle, right? Same as this. So it's going to be 40, right? It's going to be 40. And so now this one is the other one. right? The other one is a supplementary angle. So it's 180 minus 40, right? So that's just 140 degrees right over here. So this is 140, and all of these, this angle, this angle, this angle, all of them are really 140. So those are your answers, right? So remember, if you got this one, it's easy to get the other one, okay? If you got this one, it's easy to get the other one. Now let's try to solve another problem. Okay, and again, these recordings are available, so I think I would highly suggest you to watch them. Let's look at this angle over here, and now let's combine it with this angle over here, okay? Now there's two lines going on. There's, let's say, maybe I should draw it a bit like this, okay? Now think about this one, okay? Let's say this is 60, guys, okay? This is 60, all right? And this one over here, let me put it as 70, okay? This is 60 and this is 70. Now, let's complete the triangle over here. Let's complete the triangle over here. And my question to you is, what is this angle? Okay, remember, in this part over here, right? Think about what this angle is gonna be, all right? And in this part over here, think about what this angle is gonna be, okay? So think about what these angles are, all right? Think about what these angles are, and then first calculate both of these angles. Nice, nice. People are paying attention. Those who are paying attention, I can see people who have been looking at these lectures for a few days now are able to solve problems much faster, okay? So remember, if this is 60, right, you know the shortcut, guys. Now you know this is 60 right over here. This guy's 60 already. Shortcut from here, this is 70. So 60 plus 70, and whatever this is, what is this? So 60, let that be X, right? So 60 plus 70 plus whatever this X is equal to 180, right? Awesome, awesome. Everybody's doing it. Well done, Yuri. Well done, Salim. So all of these are over here. So 60 plus 70 plus X is 180, right? And now you can add these. You got 130 plus X is 180, right? So X is equal to 50, right? Nicely done. Very, very, very impressed by all of you. So keep it up. All right, let's now try another type of a problem here where actually let's move on to another type of a system here. Okay, I'm just going to give you the shortcut formula for this. Okay, no need to worry too much about it. Just memorize it. It's all going to be in the cheat sheet that I'm going to send you. By the way, let me show you how the cheat sheet looks like. Okay, so I've got a variety of versions of cheat sheets. So some of you who have been attending these sessions before, you might have seen a different cheat sheet. This is a slightly different cheat sheet. Okay, but all of them work. So here it is. Okay, so here's how it looks like. Here's how the cheat sheet looks like. Oh, thanks. Here's how the cheat sheet looks like, right? So it's got basic operations, right? That's easy for you. Factoring, all of these. How do you factor stuff, right? Percentages. Right, percents, advanced algebra, all of these ideas, statistics, right? Angles, geometry, all of this stuff is all over here, right? So it's going to be sent to you, and then you can keep trying these problems, right? It's going to be helpful. The point being made is that this formula is also going to be inside your cheat sheet, and the formula is, guys, just memorize this formula. If you've got a polygon, in other words, like let's say a figure of this sort, right? Let's start with actually a triangle. The sum of the angles inside a triangle, right? This plus this plus this. You already know it's 180, but there's a formula for it. It's called n minus 2 times 180. So if n is the number of sides, this is the first. In a triangle, there's always 3 sides, right? So there's, you're going to put in 3 in right inside over here. You're going to get 3 minus 2 times 180. Right? So that's 1 times 180, that's 180. So that checks out, right? The sum of angles in a triangle is given by this formula, which is so obvious because it's easy over here, right? How about a quadrilateral, which has 4 sides, right? In that case, you're going to use the same formula. Same formula over here, and then you're going to put in n is equal to 3. So you're going to put it over here, 3 minus 2 times 180, right? Sorry, n is equal to 4 here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So put in 4 minus 2 times 180, right? And that gives you 2 times 180, which is 360, right? So if you look at a square, it's got 4 sides, right? It's got 4 sides. Excuse me. All of these are 90. 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 90 gives you 360. So the question for you now is, what is the sum of all the angles in a hexagon? It's got 6 sides, and the formula is n minus 2 times 180. Okay, so tell me what it is. Waiting for you. Nice. I'm getting answers here. Remember, n is equal to how much? Just think about it. In a hexagon, n is equal to 6. Hexa means 6, right? Excellent. Excellent. Well done. Excellent. Today's batch is extra attentive, so I'm happy. All right, so n minus 2 times 180 is, so that's 120. So that's 720, right? Now, here's the interesting part. Now, this hexagon could be any shape, right? It could be like this, doesn't matter, right? It's 6-sided. But let's take a special hexagon, which is very, very a favorite of those SAT question makers. That's a regular hexagon, right? Regular, by regular, I mean it's gonna have all the angles and the sides equal. Now, this one doesn't very much look like a regular, but it's, trust me, like all of these angles and sides are equal, okay? Now, my question to you is, what is, you already know this guy plus 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 this guy is 720. Now, think about this angle here, okay? And I'm gonna tell you that this triangle here is an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle, okay? So each of these angles is 60, okay? So can you just tell me what is gonna be this angle, 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 right? So try to add them and see what answer you get. Add them and see what answer you get. Remember, exactly right. This is 60, but now there's 60 over here and 60 over here. So I'm asking you to add these as well. Then there's these as well, these as well, these as well, these as well. So there's 120 here, you're right, and 120 here, 120 here, 120 for these two angles. This is 120 and this is 120. So take your time, try to find the answer, right? Try to find the answer. Meanwhile, those people who are finding it, yes, yes, exactly right. Well done. Wow, this batch is keeping me on my toes. I was gonna say something, but you guys are good. So remember, this is 120, which is exactly what you got here, right? That's what you got. You take 120, 120, 120, add all these 120s, you get 720, which is exactly what you got using this fantastic formula, right? So one more thing to remember, that a hexagon, a regular hexagon means all the sides and the angles are 60, angles are 60 and sides are equal. So a regular, let me just write it down for you. A regular hexagon, okay? It's all of its angles are 60 degrees, and this is an equilateral triangle, okay? So this is an equilateral, this is an important step you need to understand. I think 2 or 3 of the SAT practice tests, and in many SAT tests, they have used this idea where a regular hexagon, when it's broken down, each of these is an equilateral triangle, okay? So that does it, okay? I think this is good. Now you understand this. You have graduated from the Angles Academy. All right, now you know angles. You know angles very well. Now I'm going to show you, there's a practice test, right? So there are quite a few problems you can solve, but let's try one problem here, and then we'll move on to triangles, okay? So here's the problem, folks. Okay, here's the problem, all right? Now, suppose you're given that this is 70 and this is 60, okay, right? This is 70 and this is 60, and then you're given this guy is 30, okay? So your task is to find this angle, okay? This is given to be 30. So remember, the main goal is first you want to find out, look at this triangle and find out this guy. That's your first step. Once you find out this guy, go here. What is this guy? Find the second. And then you know how to find the third one. That's how you're going to solve it. Okay. Remember, what is being asked is the third one. What is this guy? Be careful. So let's find out this one first. Okay. This one. Excellent. So this is great. This is great. So remember, what is this guy, first of all? This guy over here is going to be 60 plus 70, right? That's 130. So this is going to be 50, right? This is going to be 50. Now, if this is 50, what is this? If this is 50, this has got to be 130, right? All of these ideas we've done before. Sum of angles in a triangle, always fill in that triangle, right? Like if there's a triangle and they give you two sides, you just fill it in. Oh, I know this one, this is going to be this plus this is 180. So fill that in. So now then move on over here, 130. So 130 plus 30 plus what is going to be equal to 180, right? So remember that 130 plus 30 plus what is going to be, so this is 160 plus what is going to be 180, right? Because this is 30, this is 130, and so this guy has to be 20. Okay. Okay. Okay, yes, well done, many of you. Okay, so if this was difficult, watch the video again, watch the recording again, and it's going to be helpful. Okay, so all of these problems are going to be the practice test, the practice set that I'm going to give you, right? That's a lot of problems, and then work off of them. Okay, now let's move on to triangles, guys. Okay, now in triangles, let's think about this idea. Okay, isosceles. Okay, isosceles triangle. Yes, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it very soon. So yes, just email me for the cheat sheet, and you're gonna get it, and you're gonna get the practice test as well. Just email me for it. Okay, so isosceles. Okay, triangles, right? So two ways to look at the isosceles triangle. Okay, so just email me for the practice problems. All right, so here is the isosceles triangle. Okay, now isosceles triangle over here means these two sides are equal. Okay, either this, and when these two sides are equal, guys, these two angles are also equal. Okay, somebody's asking, are the practice problems only for the people that paid? No, the first set over here for these practice problems, the one that I will give you, are for the people who are free, and of course for the paid ones, right? But then the feedback that you're going to get from the practice problems, right, once you solve them, that's only, of course, for the paid, because I don't have enough time, right? I wish I had it. So if you have any questions, just email me about those practice problems. But yes, it's for everybody, just for this particular problem, right? So this particular section who are joining it for free, you're gonna get those practice sets as well. Okay, now let's say the other way isosceles triangle will be when these two angles are given to be equal, right? They don't tell you the sides are equal, so they're being sneaky here. They just give you these two angles are equal, but that actually means these two sides are equal. Remember that. Even if they say these two angles are equal, remember these two sides are equal as well. Okay, and that's going to help you a whole lot to solve problems. Okay, so let's take an example. Let's say you're given that these two angles are equal, right? And the perimeter, which means this side plus this side, guys, is equal. The perimeter is equal to, let's say, 100. Okay, the perimeter is equal to 100, and the length of this side here, okay, this side here, the length of this side is equal to, let's say, 20. Now find out this length. What is this length? Remember, this length here and this length here are the same. Okay, so call that length x. This length is x, this length is x. Okay, so guys, pay attention over here. You're gonna get everything. I'm gonna give you whatever I promised. Just email me. Yes, you're gonna get the cheat sheet. Is also for everybody. Okay, so but the cheat sheet, just by looking at the cheat sheet, is not gonna improve your score, right? You gotta come here. You gotta solve the problems with me, the hands-on, without paying attention to TikTok or Snapchat or whatever it is that you love as much, right? Just spend an hour here with me, and then your score is going to improve massively. Okay, so that's it. So x plus 20, right, is equal to 100, right? So 2x, right, you group these and you bring the 20 to the other side, is equal to 80. So x is equal to 40, right? So x is equal to 40. So that's how you solve it, right? Super easy problem over here. There will be more complicated problems, but the point being made is that if you're given the angles over here, right, remember these two sides are equal. Okay, don't forget that. So that's the isosceles triangle. Now let's look at another problem. Let's say you are given the angle over here. Let's say this angle is 40, okay? And these two sides are equal. So can you find out what is this angle? Remember, if these two sides are equal, that means these two angles are equal. Let me call it A and A. So please find out what is this angle. So remember, if these two angles are same, right? Now you sum these angles up and you need to know what is the sum of these angles, right? A plus 40, guys, is equal to 180. So now group these together. So 2A is plus 40 is equal to 180, right? So 2A is equal to 140, and so A is equal to 70. Right, so A is equal to 70. And you can actually put it in here. You can check in 70 and 70, add these together. Well done, Shay. Yes, 70 plus 70 plus 40 is 180. Now, let me say this, okay? Now, in place of this guy's 40, right? But now, what if I tell you this is an isosceles triangle, this and this side are the same, right? That means its angles are the same. These angles are the same, right? So, so if this is 40, right, what do you think is this one? Okay, now if this guy's 40 here, what do you think is this? Yep. Doesn't look like it, but yes, it is. It is what you think it should be. Exactly right. This is 40, this is 40, and so this is 80, right? This is 80 over here. Now let this be x. So x plus 40 is equal to 180, right? So x plus 80 is equal to 180, right? So x is equal to 100, right? Great. So yes, it doesn't look like an obtuse angle, but it is true, right? I'm amazed. I'm happy. All of you are getting this. Okay. So remember, some problems could be as easy as this. Okay. Now, isosceles is done. Let's look at equilateral triangles. Equilateral triangles, guys. Equilateral triangles, there's only one thing with equilateral triangles, okay, which is 60 degrees. Okay, this is 60, 60, 60. Okay, all of these angles are 60. All right, as soon as they say equilateral and you see a triangle, just put in all of these angles to be equal to 60 degrees. Okay, and the sides are, thanks, and the sides are equal as well. When I write this bar, it means all of these sides are equal. Okay, that's the specialty of equilateral triangles. Extremely useful, extremely useful if you're ever going to go into any STEM related college. Okay, so this is good. Now let's actually try to understand and solve some of these problems. Okay, so let's say, how can we solve a problem here? Okay, let me give you a problem here which is gonna contain just a little bit more. Okay, give me 1 second here. All right, so equilateral triangles is done. Now let's go to Pythagorean theorem. Okay, now this one is something that all of you know, right? A, B, and C, right? 90 degrees. So now this one, on the test, will it tell you if it's equilateral triangle? So remember, on the test, if they tell you if this side is 60 and this side is 60, right? You will immediately be able to deduce that this side is 60 because as I've told you, you need to fill in all of these angles, right? So this is 60, and once you know this, you'll figure out it's equilateral triangle. That could be one thing, Jeff. Okay, but sometimes they will tell you it clearly. They'll tell you this is an equilateral triangle. So I would mark it like this, and I will put it in my head. This is an equilateral triangle, and then I will use the properties of that. Okay, so that's important. Let me actually ask you a puzzle. If this is an equilateral triangle, guys, okay, and I have a line which cuts it exactly in the middle, okay, then what is this angle? How much is this angle? And if this side is 10, then what is this side? And this is, of course, 90 degrees. Remember, this is 60, this is 60, and I'm cutting it over here. So this becomes 30, right? This becomes 30, this is 90, and now this one is, of course, 60. So guys, this is the 30, 60, 90 triangle. Okay, you remember the 30, 60, 90 triangle? You might have seen that before. So be careful, be careful. It's very obvious here. Some of you are just overstepping here and using extra knowledge. Remember, this is 10, right? This is 10, and you're cutting it into half, right? So this guy has got to be 5, okay? This guy's 5. Perfect. So I think you know this. Now, remember, this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle, guys. I've run out of space here. Let me move it. Let me actually use a different ink for you, okay? Right, so remember, this is a 30, 60, 90. Now, this is super important, right? This is 30, 60, 90 already. You got a 60 here, you got a 30 here, and you got a 90 here, right? And let's say this was 10, this was, let's say, some other number like 40, right? And then what you can do is you can actually complete it, right? It's like a mirror, like you just flip it to the other side. It's still 90 here, this 60, and this 60. So this is going to be 60. And because this is 30, this is going to be 30. It's like they're twins, right? They're kind of like twins in a parallel universe, right? And now what happens? This is 60, right? So this actually becomes an equilateral triangle anyway. So if you got a 30, 60, 90, it's very easy to remember because it's the half of an equilateral triangle, okay? And so you can easily think about it like, oh, okay, I know this is 40, so this has got to be 20. Right? So, you know, in a 30, 60, 90, if this is 40, this is the half of it. And now the question for the smart ones, for those of you who already know it, and all of you are super good at this, so try to find out this last one. But before that, let's look at the Pythagorean theorem. It's c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. C squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. I think you know this very well. So now, in a right angle, in a 30, 60, 90, right? I'm just jumping because all of you are super smart over here. You know what's going on. You just need to practice, right? If people don't practice and there's no hands-on practice, there's no one to tell you what exactly to do, you're going to look at some books and you're going to solve the problems that are not really coming on the SAT. You're just going to solve some either super simple problems, or you're going to solve some problems that are so hard, it's no point looking at them, right? So I'm showing you the exact problems that come on the SAT year after year, okay? Test after test, they do the same problems, similar problems, and this kind of system is going to help you to actually work on those exact problems. By the time you're finished with the 20-hour course, right, you're going to be able to solve 85% of the problems, right? All of the problems that are going to come are going to be in this course, right? Very, very similar because the problems are rehashed. I've taken all of the problems, right, which were there on the previous test and just changed them a little bit. I cannot show you the exact problems, right? Even though they're public, like I don't want to show it. It's copyright issues, right? But very, very, very similar problems over here, okay? So now, 30, 60, 90, let's say this is 10, guys, and this is 5. So what is this? Is the question for you. So remember, this is C, this is B, and this is A, okay? That's a question for some of you. And for those who are finding it hard, I'll give you another problem here. Those who are unable to find this, try a simpler problem here. This is 6, and this is 8. And try to find what is this angle here, okay? So this one is, this guy C, the squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. And this is A, and this is B. And those who want a little bit of a challenge, this is 10, this is 5. So remember, what could this be, right? This is C squared. I'm going to get rid of these extra pieces over here. Okay. C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared, right? C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. So just plug it in. 10 squared is equal to 5 squared plus how much? Okay. 10 squared is equal to 5 squared plus how much? Try to calculate that. Just evaluate it. 100 is equal to 25 plus how much, right? You can just write this as B squared actually, right? So B squared is equal to 75. And here, what you're going to do is C squared, this is a simpler one. And again, I'm going to give you the recording, right? So you can watch it in case you're missing stuff, is equal to 8 squared plus 6 squared. Okay, 8 squared plus 6 squared. So let's see who can calculate this guy. 8 squared plus 6 squared. So 8, this is where like 8 times 8 is 64 and 6 times 6 is 36. 64 plus 36 is 100. So if C squared is 100, what do you think is C? C squared is 100. What do you think is C? Okay, even if you can get this, like it's a good start. Okay, C squared is 100. This is the C is 8. C is 10. Right now, I'm going to give you another one. Use your calculators, guys. Who had trouble with this one on the right hand side? Right, people who had trouble with this problem, I'm going to give you another very, very similar problem. Okay, so try to solve that, please. Okay, this is 5 here, this is 12 here. So please try to find what is this, and feel free to use your calculator. Okay, remember, you have to calculate C. Okay, not C squared. Once you get the C squared, go back and find the C. And for guys who are doing this, you're gonna have b squared is equal to 75, right? So b is gonna be equal to square root of 75, which is square root of 25 times 3, which is 5, right? Because you take this out here like this, maybe you can do like this, square root of 25 times square root of 3, right? Which is 5 times square root of 3. So that's why you get 5 square root of 3 here, which is your 30, 60, 90 triangle right over here, right? This is your 30, 60, 90. But don't worry about this. This is a bit advanced problem. Yes, this is super easy. That's what you need to work on. C squared is equal to 12 squared plus 5 squared. Okay. So that's 144 plus 25, 169, and then you get C is equal to 13. Nice. I'm happy all of you got this and all of these problems, okay? So remember Pythagorean theorem, super important, super, super important, okay? All right, now let's look at this problem here. Let's see how we can solve this problem. Okay, suppose this is a 90-degree triangle, okay, and you are given that this is a 45-degree and this is 45 degrees, okay? Okay, and of course, because it's 45 and 45, remember what I said? The angles are same, that means the sides are same, right? These two sides are same, okay? These two sides are same. So let's say if this is 2 and this is, maybe this is 4 and, this is 3 and this is 3, right? And now this is C. So please find out what is the value of C here. C squared is equal to something squared plus something squared. So try to find that out. I'm waiting here for you. Once you find out C squared, try to find out C. Okay, you've got 1 minute for that. And those who already find this problem easy, I'm going to give you a harder problem. This is, again, this is for the 700 plus people, okay? So don't worry if you don't get this one. I'm going to give you this challenging problem over here for those who already know how to solve the one in the purple, okay? So those people who want a challenge, go below, but I think you should first try to solve this. See if you can get the answer. What is the C, okay? So C over here, guys, is going to be equal to 3 squared plus 3 squared, right? 3 squared plus 3 squared, right? Because this guy plus this guy, so you're going to write down 9 plus 9, which is equal to 18. Right? C squared is equal to 18. And so C is going to be equal to, because C squared is 18, right? The way you go from C squared to C is just in your calculator. You just put in square root of 18, right? That's what you do in a calculator, right? So yeah, just put in square root of 18, right? That's your answer. But now here's the thing to 18, right? Now this guy can be written as 9 times 2. And so you can break this down as 9. And those who haven't seen my radicals, we're going to explain this in the radical section, but it's square root of 9 times 3, right? And what is square root of 9? That's 3 over here, sorry. Square root of 9 times 2, right? And this is going to be 3 times square root of 2, right? So 3 times square root of 2. So the answer is square root of 18. Those of you got it is right. But remember, this part is super important. This part over here. The way you're going to remember this idea, okay? If it's a 45, 45, 90 triangle, right? This way, these two are equal and this is a right angle. The shortcut is this guy is just 3 square root of 2. Okay, whatever this number is, just add a square root of 2 on top of it. You really got to remember this, because there's a very good chance one of the tests, 2 of the tests, 3 of the tests, they have had these kind of problems. Okay, so let's see. No matter what this number is, let's say this is 4, I don't care. The answer is just 4 with a square root of 2. All right, that's the shortcut. You have 4, 4, and this is the square root of 2. Okay, that's how easy it is. Also, if you are given this is 8 square root of 2, right? You can immediately deduce this is 8 and 8. Okay, you can immediately deduce this is 8 and 8. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you this problem once again. Okay, and it's only going to be, it's only when it's 45 degrees, right? Which means this side is equal to this side. So now let's look at a very special case. When does this happen? When you've got squares. Okay, when you got a square, and suppose someone told you guys this side here is 6 square root 2. So please find out what is this side and this side. Okay, in a square, remember in a square, this is 45 degrees too, this is 45 too. This is 90. So if this is 6 square root, to find out this side and this side. And then find out the area of this square, of this entire square, not the triangle. Remember, not the triangle, just the square. Well done. You got 6 here, 6 here. And then the area of this square is easy. It's just 6 times 6, right? So that's 36. Remember, the area is the length times base, right? Volumes and areas, we're going to come to that chapter very, very soon. But this part should be easy for you. You know this one, right? And for those people who are working with this, when you're watching the recording, you can look at it. And I'm going to go very fast because we are running out of time here as always, right? X is here and 2x is here. I'm just going to solve this for you. X squared plus 2x squared is equal to 20 squared, right? So this is, and this is actually like this, right? So you're going to get x squared plus 4x squared, right, is equal to 400. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do 5x squared is equal to 400. And so x squared, guys, is equal to 400 over 5, which is 80. So some of you got it, right? And so x is equal to square root of 80, okay? So pay attention, ask me any questions if this is difficult for you, okay? After you watch the video, you can still get in touch with me, all right? Now we come to an important part over here. Again, just to summarize this piece, okay? To summarize this piece, if you guys have, remember this is super important, 90 degrees, 45, 45, right? Now, whatever this number is, I don't care. This could be like 7, okay? This could be like 624. I don't care, 624, right? Then this is 624 square root 2, okay? 6 square root 2, okay? This is the 45, 45, 90. Very, very important triangle. And the other triangle, guys, is the 30, 60, 90 triangle, okay? This is 60, this is 30, right? In this triangle, what happens? This is 60, this is 30, okay? This larger side is always taken to be 2x. This side is taken to be x, and this side is taken to be square root of 3. Doesn't matter what this x is, okay? So let's say someone told you this x is 4, right, in a 30, 60, 90. Super easy. Once you know this is 4 and you know this is 30, 69, this is 30, this is 60, this is 90, right? You immediately say, oh, this is x. What is this? This is going to be 8. And what is this guy? This is going to be 4 square root 3. Okay, so remember that. These are important things to remember and memorize. Don't memorize anything else, but memorize this. This is going to be helpful. Okay. Now, let's look at the last piece over here, which is similarity. Similarity is super good, super easy to remember. All you've got to do in similarity is think about it as a mini version of the other one, right? So I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to zoom it. I'm going to miniaturize it. Okay. That's it. This mini guy is just like the younger sibling, right? Like the younger sibling of this guy. This is the big guy. This is the younger, like this is the younger brother or sister over here, right? So now remember, in similar triangles, there are two special things, okay? Very important. The angles, this guy is equal to this guy. This angle is equal to this angle. This angle is equal to this angle, right? And this angle over here, this angle over here is equal to this angle, okay? The angles correspond. Corresponding angles are equal, and this is so easy. People say they know it, but they never apply it. So I'm teaching you how to apply these ideas, okay? And the sides, so let's say this is A, B, C, right? And this is, let's say, whatever it is, PQR. Let's say this length over here is 2, and this is 3, right? Now, if this is 2 and this is 3, and you're given that this is 9, right? So now remember, this guy is 3 times this, okay? So same way, this person is going to be 3 times this, so it's going to be 6 over here, okay? What do I mean? The ratio is fixed. The ratio of this corresponding side to this side is fixed, okay? So let's try a problem here. Let's say you've got, maybe you've got something like 4 and 20, okay? And here you got 3. So find out what is this side. Okay. Excellent, 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 excellent. People are getting this idea very well. Remember, the ratio of this to this, right, is called the scale factor. Find out that, that's 5. And you apply the same factor over here. So multiply by 5. So 3 times 5 is 15, okay? Similar triangles are so important. Please don't miss them, okay? These are so easy, easy, easy problems, okay? So you've got this. Now you got to work on some other ideas. Okay, so let's try and understand what we're going to do here. All right, so let's see. Now this is a complicated problem. Let's see how many of you get it. Okay, it's going to be a fraction. It's going to be a weird fraction. Okay, but I think you'll get it. Okay, and we're going to solve it together. Okay, so these are given to be similar. They're given, you're told it's similar. Okay, and now you're told, let's say this side is 7, maybe no, this is 3 and this is 7. Okay, and this is now, let's say this is 5, and you're asked, what is this? X. Try it for a minute. Try it for a minute. It's not going to be a round number. It's going to be a fraction. That's okay. Just find it out. Great. Some people are responding. Very good. Very good. Very good, Angela. Okay, so very good, Suji. Yes, very good. Excellent. People are responding. Now let's do it. Okay. Okay, let's do this problem here. Okay, and those people who have already solved this, here's the extra hard part. Okay, here's a hard part for you. Okay, or the interesting part for the 700 plus people. Okay, if the area of this guy is, let's say, 100. Okay, what's the area of this guy? Now that's a complicated problem. See if you can try it. The area of this guy is 100. What's the area of this guy? Okay, but let's go to this problem here. Okay, what you're gonna do here is you are gonna calculate something like this. Well done, Suji, you might be right. Okay, so remember, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this and find the ratio here. So the ratio of this to this, which means 7/3. This ratio is going to be exact because these two sides are corresponding, right? They're the same, right? Now, so is equal to this, which means you're just going to put this to this, like this. Okay, 7/3 is x/5. Yes, the angles are equal. The angles are all equal. This guy is equal to this guy is equal to this, and this guy is equal to this. Okay. Okay. Now 7/3, this guy over this guy is equal to x/5, and we are almost running out of time. Bear with me. This class will just stretch for just a few minutes. Thanks for your time. Stay with me. It's going to be very helpful. Okay, till the end. So x/3 is 7/3 is x/5, right? So 7/3 is equal to x/5, right? So what is x? You're just going to multiply by 5 on both sides here, right? So 5 and 5 cancel out. X is equal to 5 times 7 is 35/3. Okay, so that's going to be your answer, right? Remember, this guy over this guy is equal to this guy over this guy, and you're already solving a 650 plus problem over here. So be careful. There's going to be some harder problems than this. We're going to look at them right now, but remember, this is an important problem. Okay, so now let's move to the last piece here. Okay, the last piece, but before that, let me just tell you something about the practice, the pricing thing, right? So remember, today's session was a full 1 hour session, right? And right, this is for those people who are just taking the trial session over here. This one is totally complimentary. You're gonna get the cheat sheet. You're gonna get the practice problems, right? The practice test. Now, after this, right, what happens is that you can now the session starts, right? And this is basically the course, right? You're going to watch all of the shortcuts, right? And then you're going to take the test, which I'm going to give you, right? The practice problems. And then, right, you give the problems to me. If you have any difficulty, I'll give you the answer key for it, right? All of this really helps you to learn the best way, all right? Because you're sitting here for 1 hour. Imagine in 1 hour, you've learned so much, right? Now, after a few days, you're going to come back again and learn more. And we're going to review all of these ideas again and again, so you never forget them, right? That's very key, right? Hands-on practice, not just looking at problems, you're actually solving them. Your mind is actually working, it's learning, it's memorizing, right? And this is how people learn. This is how people improve their scores, okay? So, and plus, I'm going to give you about 300 practice problems to solve, even if you do like 100 problems of them, right? Or even like something like 75 problems, that's nothing, right? That takes like 150 minutes. That takes like 2 hours. Even if you do that and memorize those problems, memorize the steps that I've shown you, you're going to do great. You're going to improve your score. People have improved their score by 200 points just by looking at these problems before and memorizing them, memorizing the steps, understanding them, memorizing the steps, because there are so many problems like math. You've been doing it since the first grade and now, right? But there are certain problems that are important for the SAT and others are discarded. Okay, others are not important at all, right? So the ones that are important, I'm showing you over here right now. So all of this, right? This is the course over here. And the cost of this course is $95 over here, okay? It's just $95. Remember, I take one-on-one sessions and I charge $80 an hour. So this is for those people who cannot benefit from my one-on-one personal sessions, okay? This is for those of you who really want to make a difference in your lives. Remember, just $95, you're going to improve your score. You're going to get into your dream college, right? You can do whatever you want. Just 20 sessions, just do this. You're pretty much being given exactly what to do. And this is $95. Some people are asking, is it for 1 or 2 hours? No, this $95 is for the entire 20-hour course, okay? That's the best deal you're going to get. It was originally at $395, but due to COVID-19, I'm discounting it to just $95, okay? It's a steal, really, and the price is not going to remain the same for a long time, okay? So work on that, and then do the problems, right? So perfect. Yes, some people are saying Columbia University. I actually went to Columbia University, okay? So if you need more information, get in touch with me, okay? So I did my stuff over there, okay? So future links, will they be the same? So what happens is, because some people want to join again and again, right? I have to change the link. Otherwise everybody's just going to click on the link and do the same thing, right? So that's why I keep changing the links. So they will keep changing. So get in touch with me, okay? Now, here's the last problem. Okay, thanks for your patience. Here's an important part. Okay, so let's look at this guy. Okay, and thanks for your patience. I know it's already time, but all of you are super diligent, and so that motivates me to help you further. Okay, so here it is. Yes, some people are still asking. Yes, they cannot believe it. Yes, $95 for the entire course. Okay, so yes, you will get pretty much everything in that $95. All right, so remember, this guy is a miniature version of this guy, right? Now, what's going to happen sometimes is they're going to hide these. In other words, they're going to put this guy right over here so that you cannot even figure out it's inside over here. Okay, great. Yes, some people are already agreed. Yes, definitely. Just email me. I'll send you, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a link over here right now. Give me 1 second. Thanks for your patience. All of the other, my previous students, they have to go through this ordeal every single time, right? But thanks again, right? This is how I make a living, right? I've got to eat as well, right? So here's where you can pay through your credit card if you want, or you can email me. You can also pay through PayPal, or you can pay through Venmo, or you can pay through Cash App. Okay, you can pay through all of them. Okay, but this is the link. You can ask your parents to pay for you through the credit card. $95 is a steal. Okay, so here it is. Now this looks like this, but what I'm going to do, guys, is, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw this triangle right over here. Okay, this is a 90-degree triangle, and I'm just going to draw a line over here. I'm going to tell you these two guys are parallel, right? Sorry, these two angles are similar to each other. They're similar, okay? Now, think about this. Just in your mind, break it down as two triangles, okay? This guy and this guy. Break it down as two similar triangles. And now here's the problem, okay? Let's say this is 4, okay? And this is, let's say 3. And now I tell you, if this is 12, can you please tell me what is this? And then tell me what is this? Okay. Right? Yes. So remember, what's going on here? You've got this bigger triangle, which I've drawn over here, right? And the smaller one. So let's look at the smaller one, guys. 3 and 4, right? And this is 12. And then find out what is this. Well done, Suraj. Well done, Shay. Yes, exactly. So because this scale factor is 4, this guy's 4. So right, this becomes 16. right? This becomes 16, okay? Now, because this is 16, right? This guy is 16. And so the bottom part here, remember, this is 4, this is 16. And so be careful. You know these things very well, right? It's going to be 16 minus 4, right? That's equal to 12. Right? So this thing is 12. This is, it doesn't quite look like it. I'm not the best artist here, but yes. Right? So be careful about this. Let's try another problem of this type, a slightly complicated one. Let's see how we can do that. Okay, so let's try this one. Okay, now this is the last part. This is the secret to similar triangles. Okay, sometimes the SAT guys will be very interesting and they won't even tell you it's similar. What they're going to tell you, what are they going to tell you that's going to tell you that you're going to figure out it's similar triangles is this idea. A, B, C, and D, E, okay? They're gonna tell you that BC is parallel to DE, which means this length here, this side, this length is equal to this length, okay? If sorry, my bad, what am I saying? This line is parallel to this line, okay? So you can think about it how much ever you want, but what does it mean? It means that this triangle is similar to this triangle. So they will not sometimes tell you that these triangles are similar, okay? This is the big secret. Just looking at this is gonna improve your score. So pay attention right now. This triangle and this triangle are similar when they already have told you these two are parallel, right? They might not even tell you that these are similar, okay? And how do you solve this now? So you know how to solve similar triangles. So let's look at it one last time, okay? So let's say this thing over here is 4. Maybe let's make it 9, and let's make this 20, okay? And let's make this, let's say 60, okay? So now try to find out what is this side, this length, and then try to find out this length, okay? And I want every single one of you to get this answer correct, okay? So try it. Now, if you are able to find out this already, right, for the challenge problem, guys, is to find if the area, what is the ratio of the areas? Ratio of the areas, okay? Right, so remember these two triangles are right over here, like this. This triangle, this is the 60 triangle, right? And this one is a 20 triangle. So if you got this to be 20 and this to be 9, remember the scale factor here, use the same scale factor here, you got 27. Right, very good, very good, excellent. This is 27 over here, right? So 27 minus 9 is gonna give you 18, right? So you got 18. Now, what is the scale factor here? Scale factor is 3. Scale factor is 3. What does this mean? Each of these sides, each of these small baby sides is equal to this big daddy side multiplied by 3, right? Now, what is the ratio of the areas? What does it mean? If this area is given to be 100, if this area of the smaller triangle is given to be 100, okay? This is a final concept, then we're done. Remember this, so pay attention. The scale factor is 3, right? Over here, exactly right, CG. CG's got it right. The scale factor is 3, so the area factor, which means this area, this big area to this small area is gonna be the scale factor squared. Okay, just memorize this thing. It's gonna be in the cheat sheet. It's the scale factor squared. So if this is 100, right, the bigger guy is just going to be not 3 times 100. It's not going to be 3 times 100. It's going to be 3 squared, which is 9 times 100. So the answer is 3 squared times 100. Remember, this is the original area over here, right? And the final area of this bigger triangle is just going to be 3 squares, which is 9 times 100. Okay, that's 900. Okay, now this could be a bit new for some of you guys. And that's not as important. Just look at it, just memorize this idea. The scale factor is going to be the ratio of the areas, or the area factor is going to be 9 times, or the scale factor squared of this. Okay, so we did a whole lot. We started with angles. Remember, we started with angles. Then we did triangles. So what are we going to do next now? We are going to do, it depends. Some of my students will give a priority of what they want to do, and we work on that. We've got geometry, we've got algebra, we've got a whole bunch of things over here, right? So look, we've got the arithmetic, we've got 2 sections of arithmetic, we've got 3 sections of algebra, we've got geometry 1, which we finished today. You're a master of that. Geometry 2, circles is important. Trig, it's important, but it's going to be covered quickly. I'm just going to show you what's important, and volumes is important. Then data sets, we just finished that a few days ago. We're going to cover scatter plots. Data sets is super important, right? Word problems. Oh my God. Everybody thinks word problems is their bane in life, right? So everybody has difficulty with word problems. There are 4 main types, right? There are 4 main types, and we're going to cover all of them. There's rates. There's going to be all kind of unit rate stuff. There's going to be ratios, all of that combined inside over here, percents included, okay? And then of course, once this is done, you're going to be so good at it. But remember, you've got to do the practice, okay? So yes. So try to do that and work on it. So if you miss the other session, what do? So what happens, guys, if you miss the other session? So somebody's asking, what happens if you miss the other session? So if you miss the other session, what you can do is you can actually just watch the videos. Okay, once you pay for the session, once you take the whole course, you can watch the videos. Or what happens is I keep on rotating. So it's a cycle, okay? It's a cycle of 20 sessions. So if you start anywhere, you can pretty much start anywhere, right? Today was your geometry part, right? You can start, it's just a cycle, okay? So if you start over here, the next will be here, the next will be here, the next will be here, then you keep on going on, right? So you keep on going on like this. There's no start or end. So keep on continuing like this, right? So if you miss it, right, we'll take a session again very soon, right? So I have more batches than this. There's an 8:30 batch, and then there's an earlier batch as well around 6 o'clock. But remember, if you want to take this session, right, I think this is the best one, right? So take this session, pay attention to it, and then you're going to improve your score. And I've got the exact problems. Once again, I'm telling you, work on it. It's the hands-on practice that works the best, okay? Yes, and I've also forgotten to tell you, check out my Instagram page, right? I've got about, I don't know, 20K followers. So let me just post you this just for fun, right? That's my Instagram page, okay? So check it out. A lot of memes, math memes, and some SAT problems as well, okay? So you can follow me and I'll follow you back. So it was nice seeing you. Thank you very much for your attention, right? This was one of the best batches I've seen, very attentive, right? So have a nice day, have a nice night, and I look forward to hearing from you, okay? So see ya. I'll talk to you very soon, okay? Bye.